Hey everybody, welcome back to Pixel Junkies.
Hello there.
You're listening to the Pixel Junkies Skyrim. We're
not coming at you live from Skyrim. We're playing Skyrim. That would be absurd.
We're hunting down all the dragon priests and taking their masks.
We decided to do the one that has that you pretty much have to become head of Hogwarts in order to get. So
yes,
here we
you
are.
got to become the dean of the post-secondary institution of Skyrim, and it's quite an adventure.
I'd love to make like a fantasy setting where that's the thing. Like you're like instead of being like the archmage of the unknown college or whatever, you're like, I'm the dean of the University of Magic of the School of Magic and the University of York, and it's just like, way to make that completely mundane.
Have we ever talked on the show about how cool the Falmer are?
Probably.
Because they're cool as shit.
Me and Aaron did a 50-part podcast special talking about the Falmer.
The
50-part podcast special.
Really, just a really cool part of the Elder Scrolls universe, I think.
Why?
Okay, I like that not all the elves followed, like, the same shit. Like, I like that there's a diversity of elves, but, like, to the point where, like, it's not even, like, they're all the same, they just believe different things. Like, these elves have shit all to do with the Altmer, or the Bosmer, or the Dunmer. Like, they're not even, like, the same thing, you know what I mean?
Well, they do have a little bit to do with the Dunmer.
No, but they
don't
have
the Dunmer, sorry, the Dwemer.
But they don't have any, how you say, like, interaction.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're on the same level. They're just different shit.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that they... In fact, I want them to do more of that. I want to see more of the, like, societies and the kind of, like, for lack of a better term, like, kind of caste systems. Or, like, hierarchies that these societies have. So if we can get some more of that in the next game, like, which is gonna have a fuck ton of Argonians in it, presumably. If we could see, like, how Argonia, a bit of insight into, like, Argonian society, I think that'd be badass.
You know, it'd be the worst to say. What would be your least favorite location for the next Elder Scrolls game?
Skyrim.
Well, Aaron stole what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Skyrim. Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
We've already done it. That's why.
So it depends at least a little bit on.
Oh.
So it's got to.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Don't worry.
It's got to. Yeah, don't worry. It's got to depend at least a little bit on when the next game is going to take place, right? Because that's going to affect.
Or he's looking up Lolly.
No, this was the Tokyo
that,
Tattoo
Justin
Girls
Trudeau?
we were talking about last episode. I was just wondering what it was. Shout out to Adam. So, like, when this takes place can drastically change the parameters of the region. Like, for instance, like, Skyrim during the time of now, like, now being the setting of this game, the most recent game in the timeline, you know, they're not having a great time in Skyrim. You know what I mean? And obviously the Civil War.
All right.
That's a good shot.
Obviously the Civil War, as you mentioned in last week's episode, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, is really the main quest line of Skyrim. So, I mean, you know, it would be interesting if maybe they could explore an old location at a different time, but please don't let it be fucking Skyrim.
No. We've had, like, give it a couple of games.
Yeah, give it a couple of games.
I'd like to see. I'd honestly be cool with, like, Hammerfell or
I think Hammerfell's a good choice.
Or where's the place the Bretons come from?
High Rock.
High Rock, that'd be cool.
Yeah, High Rock would
a lot of cool lore.
Probably be my ideal setting for the next Elder Scrolls. Even though we've all agreed in the sort of many iterations of this guessing game that it will be Black Marsh.
I would love, in an ideal world, for them to make all of Tamriel in one game and just release, like, story packages for different regions over, like, a series of years. So they would support
single-player game.
Yes, I was gonna say
a single-player / co-op game, not MMO, where they would just release story content throughout the years.
I would like that. I would be.
Why can't I go in this
way? He had a key,
So
didn't he?
here's the.
Did he? I'm not seeing a key.
Oh, I thought the.
Oh, he had to open it.
So here's what I would say the trick is there. So you've got to have sort of like, or there's a couple tricks. So the first one is what's the business model for releasing those story packets, and how much bullshit is involved. Right? Like I agree.
Yeah.
I like the system. I would be really skeptical about the implementation of it.
Yeah, it would need to be super ideal scenario.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, I would love to see good mod support.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, like, if they would like keep having to update like the modding tool, if that would maybe throw some stuff off, because I feel like a lot of Elder Scrolls is especially on PC, but now obviously a little bit on consoles is it's about the modding to a certain extent. Like that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Even though I'll still play the fuck out of vanilla Oblivion.
Rory, correct me if I'm wrong. This is where you gotta read the fucking Elder Scrolls, is it?
That's.
No. You just need to rotate the thing to make the stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to read the Elder Scroll at this point. In fact, you shouldn't, if this is the location I'm thinking it is, because if you do read the Elder Scroll... Oh, wait, no, it's a special edition. You probably don't have anything to worry about. But there is a bug where if you do read the Elder Scroll, like, immediately, you can't complete the quest Discerning the Transmundane, the Daedric quest, where you go sort of meet the guy north of... like up in the Arctic, right?
Yeah.
Very north of the map, right? And he asks you to bring him something back so he can do the translation, the transmundane, right?
Yeah, you had to bring back him a book that has all the different Mer blood in it.
Yeah, and so you can't complete that quest if you read the Elder Scroll. And of course, what did I do in my second playthrough? Yeah, it was my second playthrough. I read the Elder Scroll like an asshole, and could not complete that quest. I was pissed because the Daedric quests are my favorite part of this game.
I like how you can just be I remember every time somebody because it doesn't come up often.
How do you rotate?
But I ended up
this,
getting
Rory?
like 3 over the course of my main playthrough, like 3 Elder Scrolls.
Oh really? Okay.
And they're talking like because I think there's 3 in the game, including Dragonborn, the Dragonborn.
You're right.
DLC.
Yeah, the Dragonborn DLC.
And-
Rory,
yeah.
how do you rotate this? Like the middle piece. I can't remember.
I don't even remember fucking with the middle piece.
You gotta fuck with the middle piece though.
You do?
Yeah.
You can't just fuck with the outside.
No, it don't work. They're not lined up to the things. I know how to do it.
How do you do it?
You need to use a spell, I think. You need to use like a
spool.
Yeah, something like that. So flames to okay, so these will work. So it has to do with I guess the magicka, so maybe 5. So maybe that's it. Or is it Oh, okay. Alright, I was inside my arm for a second. There we go. Alright, now we got it.
Alright, excellent. Oh, God, it's weird, but like, I don't remember that being what I did. Obviously it was.
Yeah.
God, that's weird. It's weird not to remember, like, specific solutions. Like, I'm not sure how many people in the audience are Metal Gear fans, but Metal Gear boss fights sometimes have very peculiar solutions.
Couldn't you kill the end just by waiting a week or
Yes,
set your clock?
that is accurate. You could wait, and that would solve your problems for you.
Didn't he originally, because the end is the sniper in that game, but didn't Hideo Kojima originally want that game, that boss fight, to be a 2-week
it was a multiple day, yeah,
running gun battle through the woods or something like that?
A multiple day sniper battle.
Yeah, which is not fun.
Sitting down, just... Oh, God. What a disgusting idea. And then they told him they couldn't do that.
Like, I understand where he's coming from, though. I understand wanting to represent that in the game, but at the same time, like,
totally.
there's shit that, like...
Hideo Kojima is my favorite video game developer, but he's also a guy that has a team for a reason, right? As a lot of, like, great people do, right? And you when you have a team, you want people to tell you when you're doing dumb shit, right? You want people to say, no, that's not a good idea. No, Hideo, I don't think we can make a movie out of this action figure that's in the hallway of the studio.
Did what action figure was it?
The Kojima. How do you call him?
Homo Ludus?
Yeah. If you don't know, he's this big armored fucker, who's like kind of a mascot, I guess you could say, of
He's the
Kojima
company
Productions. He was
Homo
like
Ludus,
he
suddenly.
was. Hey, by the way, Hideo Kojima has an unbelievably good YouTube channel that doesn't get posted on frequently enough, but is still brilliant. One of my favorite channels and one of the few channels I'm actually subscribed to. He mentioned, he was like, yeah, I really want them to make a movie about the figure, and his co-host is like, what kind of movie? It's like an action movie where it's like he's the character and he's in the movie, and it's like he just like keeps saying he wants them to make a movie, and he's like, yeah, Hollywood can do it and he'll be in the movie, and like it's like really unclear what he wants the thing to actually do in the movie.
I like the idea of everyone else at like Hideo Kojima Productions being like, oh, okay, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take your script idea and we're gonna put it up on the fridge so everyone can see it. You're like, yay!
Is there a quick way out of here?
This might be one of the few places in Skyrim that doesn't have a quick way out.
Right,
Which, for the record, none of them should have. None of them should have that back door in the dungeons.
Some of them are too long, though, Rory.
The thing is, though, it facilitates, and I did test this once, running through a whole dungeon with like basically a pixel of health. And just escaping out the back.
If you have a pixel of health, otherwise you just spend 20 minutes running backwards.
Yeah, well, what I mean is it's just like, it's a little too easily exploitable.
There's got to be a quick way out of here. Like, is it not over this way now?
There might be, but I don't remember one. Then again, it's been a long time since I did this quest. Oh, well, obviously you're not really, I guess you're not really doing the quest for the same purposes, but... yeah, it's been a long time
Having
since
to
I've
run
been to this
all the way out of
location.
here is stupid, though.
I kind of like it. I dig it.
Not for the amount of times you need to do this through the run of Skyrim.
Here's the thing. Skyrim has too many dungeons. So...
What they should have done for Skyrim is they should have taken the amount of dungeons in the game, they should have cut them into by 3/4, and they should have expanded upon the ones that exist.
Damn right.
And made them like 3 times as large and put a lot of interesting shit in there.
And less linear.
And I don't mind caves. Like, you can have caves and shit.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck about caves? But like there's like this Dwemer dungeon there should only be 1 or 2 like it in the game, but I think there's like 10.
There's a fuck ton.
And it loses some of them. Like, the first time I stumbled across a Dwemer dungeon, I was like, oh my god, this is so cool.
Well, it's one of the best dungeons in the game.
And
if
then,
they didn't repeat it a billion times.
Yeah. Same with a when I go down the first time when you're doing the Fall Barrels Creek or whatever.
Bleak Falls Barrow.
Yeah, whatever. Dungeon. You go down. I was like, oh my god, it's an ancient burial tomb, and there's.
Oh yeah, and not realizing how many fuck tons of ancient burial tombs there are.
Like, how many ancient burial tombs are there? For fuck's sake!
Absurd.
Fucking cremate your dead. You.
And another great one is the one you go. It's up north, and you Meridia's Beacon, the Meridia's Beacon quest, a great Daedric quest. Like that, it is a beautiful non-linear dungeon with actual like levels, like stories. I'm like, man, all the dungeons should be like this. But obviously, if you have a bazillion dungeons, they're gonna repeat them. So I agree. Just stick to the unique dungeons. If this game had just had the unique dungeons, then it would be better. Although,
and there is a difference between a dungeon and like a place where you go in and you fight bad guys. Because a dungeon, to me,
one of them has a butt plug rack.
That too.
What?
Aaron is confusing it with like sexual dungeons.
Well, what I mean is
well, Aaron's intentionally confusing it with sexual dungeons.
What I mean is, you can like there are like if I was going to make.
I thought we were talking about FUNGEONS.
If I was making a fantasy game and the fantasy game was about or whatever, I'm making a fantasy game. There would be like fortresses, like enemy bandit fortresses that I could infiltrate. It would be like kind of like a couple of buildings I can enter and kill the bandits or whatever. And there would be some caves and a couple of very small, like maybe 1 or 2 like small tombs, if that makes sense. By small tombs, I mean like 3 or 4 rooms. And then there would be dungeons, and these would be like multi-floored, massive, sprawling dungeons filled with massive monsters and traps and puzzles. And these are
God damn
dungeons.
it.
Yeah.
Dungeons are like not like you are in and out in like 20 minutes. Dungeons are like you're spending a good couple hours in there.
I think for me,
That's just the way I'm at it from D&D.
one of the things I think about if you were to cut the dungeons, let's say, by some substantial portion, between 50 and 75%, and stick to unique dungeons, you would have to add more stuff to do in Skyrim, because the world of Skyrim doesn't have enough shit to do without the dungeons. So you would need to flesh out the world of Skyrim, which is better for fucking everybody. It's just straight. That is one of the things that Cyrodiil has, and Morrowind has, that Skyrim doesn't have, is the outdoors in Skyrim looks beautiful, but there's fucking nothing there. There's nothing there for some reason. Whereas you walk around Cyrodiil, there's shit all over the place. And so I mean, I think it would be strictly better. And hopefully they do it for the next game, which should be coming in the next, 20, 30 some odd years.
Yeah, I would imagine
I'm guessing
that
2019.
Yeah.
Next Elder Scrolls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
2019 release.
Yeah. Well, when did Fallout come out? Fallout came out 2015.
which one?
Fallout
4?
4, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a 2015 game.
Yeah, so that's when did Fallout 3 come out?
2008.
Okay, well, never mind then.
Yeah, but then we also have
what was
New
your
Vegas.
what I don't understand.
Well, I thought I was gonna do like the same distance between Fallout 3 and Skyrim. I was gonna put the same.
I would do.
Well, that was 4 years,
I would
though.
do Oblivion to Skyrim.
Fallout 3 and Skyrim
We're 4 years apart, right?
was 3 years apart. Fallout 3 came out in 2008. Skyrim came out in 2011.
Was it 2011?
11.
Jesus.
November 11th, 2011.
I would do. I would do Oblivion to Skyrim rather than Fallout. Because I mean they're capable of working on more than one project at a time. So
I believe they do not, however.
But they said they were working on 3 at the moment, whether or not they're in house or 2 other studios.
I think that's the greater ZeniMax Toronto area.
Well, it's probably worth tacking on a little extra time there, just because of the elongated development time games are taking. These days.
Yeah, because by the math, Skyrim the next Elder Scrolls should have already come out.
Yeah.
Right. Oblivion was 2006 on Xbox and 2007 on PlayStation, and then Skyrim was between 5 and 6 years later. So, sorry, 4 and 5 years later. So, so by rights, it should have come out last year.
By the way, can I be honest with you guys?
I always.
You know, it's one of my favorite ever words. That's
Anachronistic.
Yes, actually, I do like that word. But good
Feces.
guess. No, I really like the word.
Good guess too, Aaron.
Necropolis. That's a cool descriptor
me
for somewhere.
too. Yeah, you need to rewatch the Riddick movies because they're full of shit like that.
Yeah, I know.
Feces, Rory.
God, those are great fucking movies. I know that wasn't your point. If you put the torch away. If you're sitting in the audience right now,
I want Adam to do Doppler effect, sound effect, Foley in games. Do you want something? Okay.
I think that. Yeah, they're quite preoccupied at the college at the moment. If you're sitting in the audience, you haven't seen the Riddick movies. You need to get started on that. If you don't like the Riddick movies are great because the first one and the third one are a lot alike, and the second one is nothing like either of the first or third. But if you like Riddick and you get into the lore, you're gonna have a lot of fun because Vin Diesel has fuck tons of fun making those movies.
Can I be honest with you?
Again, yes. Yeah.
I keep saying that. I don't know why I keep saying it. I like how there's this magical barrier that's been placed up that's keeping all of our highly trained wizards in. The guy's like, I know what can stop, and he casts a level 1 spell.
Now, no one saw this coming, right? The
hang on.
twist.
Hang on.
Power! Unlimited power!
Adam's making a Blue's Clues reference if you're in the audience and you don't know about it.
Rare bit of sarcasm from Roy.
You know, Blue is a female.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The other main dog is a female too.
Oh. Yeah.
Magenta.
Yeah, you got to get up on your Blue's Clues lore there, Aaron.
Yeah.
Is it
I
lore
thought.
or is it just?
I thought
canon?
Magenta.
Uh,
I thought Magenta was.
So that's-
his girlfriend.
I mean that's just canon, really.
War's not a.
I
War's
guess
not a
that's
true.
lore.
War's not a true. He's not
Knowing
true and
about
blue.
Knowing about Magenta is lore. If you're like up on
Knowing
it.
about Magenta.
I'm not a.
I'm actually worried now that that's not her name list.
It is her
No,
name.
it is. That is correct.
I'm double checking.
What the fuck? Oh, alright. Is he supposed to be dead?
Characters.
Find the Archmage. Well, I found him.
Search him, Aaron. Search him.
I can't. I tried.
Oh.
Are you alright? Archmage
Oh man,
is dead.
Tolfdir, everyone's favorite fun professor who sucks at his job by endangering
I
the
shot
lives
the
of all
Archmage with
students.
my lightning bolt spell and he died.
Joe,
What a piece of
Mailbox,
shit.
Mr. Salt, Mr.
Man,
Pepper.
Tolfdir, God,
Paprika.
what a fucking wonder tenure is, right? The
Man, what a pose to die in, though.
really though.
Shovel and pail, side table drawer. Like I feel like
Never
at this
forget.
point we're getting into the like I was like listen to all these, like I say, like these are the main characters of Blue's Clues. There's
Yeah.
Blue the dog, Steve who was replaced by Joe. Then there's Mailbox, Mr. Salt and Mr. Pepper, Paprika, Dickety Talk, Slippery Slope, Slippery Soap, Shovel and Pail, side table drawer. Like I feel like at that point they were really lazy when they came
Yeah,
up with all the
I
fucking
agree.
character names. But yeah, Magenta. It is Magenta. It's Blue's best friend. who's
Oh
identical
man,
to
get ready to
Robert
fight
except
some ice wraiths.
We told you it was. Yeah, fucking.
The
Jesus.
this
Then
is the
there's
shittiest fight in the whole game.
Then there's Periwinkle, and then there's Cinnamon, and then there's Filth Friends,
so like
and then there's Green Puppy, Orange Kitten, Purple Kangaroo, Plum,
Nobody
Spatula
cares,
Bowl,
Adam.
Wyoming, Sam, Therese, Miranda, Marley, Miss Miracle,
Nobody
Steve,
fuck
cares.
this
Grandmother,
whole
Dr.
section. This
Sport,
whole
Baby
section is
Deer.
stupid as shit.
Nobody
The,
cares.
Jesus, Jordan Willis.
If you see, okay, so like, here's the thing that literally no one did. Basically, no one uses magic to do this quest. No one does it.
No.
You gotta use, because there's no built-in. There should be something built in that makes you use magic. Just like in the Thieves Guild, if you don't go stealthily through those missions,
Yeah.
you fail it. Well, like the Dark Brotherhood,
They should be
you
like
get-
you when you deliver the stuff. It should still be like, oh, you got us these books back, and instead of being like, you are a very powerful magic practitioner, so you got us these books back. We use the sword. Thank you very much. Here's your gold. But
Yeah, and like the Dark Brotherhood gives you incentives, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you do the quest this way, like cool, you get some gold, whatever, but you get a bonus if you do it this other way, which actually, like that kind of shit works in games. So I want to see that implemented here, because look how much of a dick around it is to try to swing a sword at these goddamn things.
a couple of episodes ago, we were battling when we were trying to get those books for the whoever the fuck in the College of Mages. So you were saying like the woman was like, I see you've bested all of my apprentices. You must be very powerful in magic. And then we proceed to beat the shit out of her with a longsword.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a really I read this because there's kind of there's a subreddit dedicated towards D&D obviously, and sometimes people post like their own like
Is
creative
there?
stories and stuff. And salt from Aaron.
I like salt.
And one guy said he rolled a character who was he was supposed to be a thief, but he was a 7-foot tall, 300-pound orc that had no dexterity. But what he did have was a 19 strength and a 19 charisma. So what he would do is he would try and sneak into a house. Like so he'd like break into a window and he'd like and like climb in the window, and so the guy would wake up and be like, what, get out of my house, and then the orc would turn to him and just say, you don't see me, and then he'd roll for intimidate, and the guy would always be intimidated, and the guy's like, yeah, I don't see you, and he just proceed to take all the dude's shit and then leave. And that's brilliant. You should be able to do stuff like that in this game.
Yeah,
You don't
actually.
see me.
You don't see me. Yeah, okay.
I mean, based on how D&D works,
It'd
I
be
feel
hard.
like it would be very easy to implement mechanics like that, because it's very mathematical when you break it down.
Mathematical.
Like I don't know. It should give you responses based on your stats. And I know Andrew's like, well, New Vegas did that, and it did, but some of them were kind of stupid. It was like, I don't know. It just seemed like you could kind of convenience your way into things.
How often do you think Andrew
on
has to clean
stats.
the semen off his disc copy of New Vegas?
I don't know. We're just leaving it there at this point.
Why is this still in the building if it's still causing like magical radiation or whatever?
I'm trying to get it out.
Wish I could say the same for us.
But we can't get through that barrier.
Who is this woman?
That's Mirabelle.
Luscious
She's one of the
Malfoy.
instructors.
She was the one that was jilling off in the last
She
one.
teaches conjuration magic. Is that right?
Probably, I don't know.
Looks like you're gonna conjure yourself up your way to the dead world. Fuck.
Look at that Mirabelle on the floor, like, oh, let me guess, you can't teach
I don't-
me conjuration magic?
I'm not sure how I feel about the spell acquisition in Elder Scrolls yet. Like I'm not sure if there's.
Well, it's Rory. It's been 6 years. You might want to.
Yeah, I'm
Come
gonna
up with
make
it.
up my mind,
Yeah.
right?
Also, I love the idea of you going up to this woman and she's lying on the floor. She's like, "Is the town safe?" And you're just, and it's like, as the magical entity's been brought to heal, and you're just like, "Can you teach me about conjuration magic?
Yeah, really, though.
Like-
Can you level
Could
up,
you-
please?
Can you sell me 1,000
Can I level
apples?
Yeah,
I
you've
have a-
leveled up. You need to
In theory, yeah.
do your skills. Yeah, thank
All
you.
right, what am I picking my Rory?
Magica. Absolutely. If we're not conjuring
What now?
Dremora Lords by the end of this
What are we doing?
video series, I'm gonna be upset.
What are
Can
we
we
picking?
summon Dremora Lord?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Rory,
Yeah.
what are you picking?
Conjuration.
Fuck it. Yeah, conjuration.
Conjuration.
Okay,
Yeah.
this gives us novice conjuration.
What's the top of the conjuration there?
Oblivion Binding. We got Master Conjuration. We have 2 action oxide or reanimated zombies. Reanimate undead, have 100 points of health.
Dar. Oh, Aaron, go back. Go back one. No, go back.
Oh. Yeah.
Just go up. Up. Over.
Over which way?
Oh, over to the left. Up. 1.
Dark Souls.
Good. Okay, you can go.
Alright.
We probably won't get to the Dremora Lords, by the way.
Pass me.
It's a level 75.
Probably not. That'll be Franklin in another 2 years.
Yeah, Franklin will get there.
Give
Sorry, it's a 75 skill.
Oh.
Spell.
I'm hearing a dragon. Oh, there it is.
Also, I really like the moons.
Yeah.
My D&D world was partly inspired by Tamriel, where
Oh, cool.
it has 2 moons, but one is spherical, one is shaped like a diamond.
How does it stay in the air?
I mean,
or in the air.
that's
in
not
space.
science, but alright.
What do you mean?
Oh,
How
shit.
is that a moon? That's
well,
Aaron's question as well, is it not?
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it in case some of them, because I know some of
It's
my.
Is
Is
spaceship?
it okay? Is it magical?
It's a
no,
spaceship.
it's not. It's a space station.
Yeah, I
It's
knew
a
it.
gigantic space
Yeah,
station.
it's no moon. The
It's not as big as like the actual moon, but it's much closer.
How did you get killed by that dragon?
It's an ancient fucking dragon, Rory.
On one of these, god damn it!
I'm gonna die before I can even fucking.
For the record, Dremora Lords can't be taken over by dragon priests, so they would be ideal.
Get away, chicken. Going into Drella's house.
Yeah, do
chill
this. Do this. This is the way to do it.
Out.
I think
Hang
the
out
idea
in
is
there.
oh, the Dragonborn's here to save us. Like, no, I'm actually just gonna sleep it off.
Yeah.
All right, so
go
we're
to
gonna
the
hang
cottage-
out in this
cottage
place.
and eat all your food.
Uh,
God, you know you're hungry when you're looking at food in a fake cottage in a fucking video game, and you're like, "Damn, I'm hungry."
can I sleep while trespassing? Yeah,
Or
you don't know
could you say
Franklin
that
very well.
you're that you're feeling a little torn about your hunger?
Oh my god! All right, we gotta end.
Oh, it's an excuse for Adam to do a song. Yeah, we gotta end because we gotta like get some
we gotta
food.
end. We gotta end. All right, hang on, take this. There's nobody here though. Whose house is this, Rory?
Whose house is this for? I don't know.
You're the lore guy.
You're the one who could pick the locks. I'm looking at him.
I don't know whose house this is though.
He can tell what.
It should be written on the name of it. Check your local
It said
map.
like Brella's house or something
Check
like
your
that.
local map.
Yeah, Drella's cottage.
Drella's,
Who's
I don't know
Drella's?
Drella. I don't remember that character.
You cleared it though.
Oh, cool. By looking at it.
Yeah.
Mysterious Akivar.
Oh, read that.
Like I like the idea that like the dragon's outside. Like, oh man, I can't get in.
Land on the roof and shit. Hang on, now we gotta. What else we got in here? No, not important. All right, that'll do it for this week.
All right, we'll see you guys next week with some more Skyrim.
Hopefully, this isn't important.
It's just